My name is Josh Felser. I'm an entrepreneur, now investor. I started two companies, Spinner and Grouper, both were acquired. I started Freestyle Capital, my VC arm with Dave Samuel, who founded both Spinner and Grouper with. We've invested in 11 companies in the last 18 months. Yes, there are too many angel investors, but there aren't too many good angel investors. So yes, there's a lot of noise, but it doesn't impact the good angel investors because we get all the deals we want. So I think there are too many people investing, too much money flowing, but the truth is that it enables a lot of bad deals to get funded, but the good deals still get funded by the angels who can, in the entrepreneur's eyes, add the most value. So I think the angel controversy is less of a big deal for us and for other folks that we invest with. But I think it does, lots of companies who shouldn't be funded are being funded. We're all investing, we're all venture capitalists, we're just different types, right? Whether you're an angel, you're still investing in companies, whether you have a fund or not, you're still investing in companies and hopefully you're doing it professionally. And that makes I think it makes us all, we're all in the same business. We have different approaches and invest in different stages, but we're all investing in companies. And so I don't think an angel might invest less and earlier, but we're still professional investors and hope that our investments are profitable. Well, there's a vacuum. So the angel community isn't muscling its way in just yet. What they're doing is there was a vacuum. There are companies now that are able to prove they're onto something big very early, but too early for VCs, but early enough to need meaningful amounts of capital, $1 million plus, and there was no one to fund those companies. So the angels moved in. So it's not like today, there isn't a lot of muscling out occurring because the angels are moving into a vacuum. I think down the road, as the angels raise more capital and become, move up the cycle a little bit, I think there'll be a little more tension between some of the VCs and the angels. But right now, the angels are really filling a vacuum. Well, we present such different offers to the entrepreneurs. Right? It's really apples and oranges. So angels present, significant operating experience, active investors. We present a very different operating experience, a very different package to the investors. The venture capitalists bring more capital, but you know what? That capital isn't needed the way it used to be. So now less capital is needed. So I think the VCs have to think about what additional expertise can they offer beyond the capital, because the angels are bringing the expertise. They're bringing as much capital as the companies need, at least many of them. Some of them break out. We invested in Simple Geo, and Simple Geo needed a lot more than angels could offer, and so they did a deal with Redpoint. I think that you may find VCs starting moving up the growth curve, maybe doing more growth equity as for those companies that actually need it, versus kind of trying to push down into the angel investing world. That's going to be a tough challenge for them. So our style of investing is quite different from Dave McClure's and Jeff Clavier's and Ron Conway's. We only do 10 companies a year, and there are two of us, so we're really only doing 5 per partner. So we're different than the rest. We actually do significant due diligence. We are very active once we invest, so we can't handle more than 5 companies a year. That's kind of the max number for us. So we do scale because we just say no a lot. You can't be an active investor if you're investing in more than 5 to 10 companies per partner. So that means your style has to change. You have to take a more shotgun approach to investing. And some have proven if you have access to great deal flow, maybe the strategy works then, but it's not a strategy that you can adopt and also be active. Angels like Dave and I, we get we go to business development meetings. We have weekly meetings, phone calls with all of our portfolio companies. We help with recruiting. We're active in the guts of the company. We're not just sitting back waiting for a call saying, "Hey, can you introduce me to this guy at Google?" We already know that request is going to come because we're involved in the decision to make that request. So we're different than the rest. Our backgrounds are different. Dave and I worked together for 14 years. We started 2 companies as CEO founders. Very, very few of our angel colleagues have that kind of experience. Doesn't mean they're not great at what they do. They're just different and take a different approach than we do. So there are a few of us. I put Naval Ravikant in that group that have actually founded and started companies and take that mentality into our investing ecosystem. If I see one more company pitching me game mechanics applied to industries that have no business being gaming, I had a pitch from a company. It was on game mechanics applied to mortgage brokerage. Okay, I feel like they were trotting it out just to kind of check off, so we could check off the box that they're doing game mechanics, we should invest. So I think I could do with less of that. I'm not seeing enough distributed trust applications. I'm switching gears a little bit. I'm not seeing enough in the distributed trust category. I think that's where mortgage, if I was looking to make a mortgage brokerage decision, I want to see what my friends are doing. I'm not seeing enough of those. I think it's still wide open. The social graph is wide open. It's not being leveraged in less obvious ways, and I think that's a big growth area for us as a fund, and I think for the internet. So I think that the offer business is wide open. I mean, Groupon has one approach to it, but actually figuring out how to take merchants online and help them, generate leads, however you do it, whether it's offers or connecting them to people in their area. I think that's wide open and very exciting, interesting. Any mobile apps that connect people's places, things, and revenue, I think is a very interesting space and very early. Saying no always takes longer than saying yes. And I can't stand it when when I take the time to say no, and I explain it in a very thoughtful way, and I probably I might spend a few hours thinking about it, writing it up, getting feedback from the folks I've had them talk to. I would like the entrepreneurs to accept it and move on. But what happens is that I get back pages of commentary, defense. They don't understand that at that moment, it's over. It's not happening, so it's time to move on. But entrepreneurs are so passionate, they feel like they have to fight the fight, even though it has no meaning in that moment. So I would like entrepreneurs to respect when angels actually spend the time to give them feedback, that just to let go, move on, find someone else. I think that's an important bit of feedback, because you know what? Your next company, depending on how you handle this experience, we might be there for you and might invest in you.